Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick video on our final board here. Well, not final, we've still got a thing we're experimenting with to run some USB-C connectors throughout the droid, but for now, I'll kind of start with what I've got here. So, number one was a LIFE P04 12 volt battery, 20 amp hours. That seemed to be a crucial thing for me. I couldn't get it to work with 6.5 amp hour 12 volt batteries, 24 volt batteries I tried, wasn't enough juice. So got the 20 amps, lots of cranking power. That seems to get the motors happy. Okay, power comes out. First thing is invest in some sort of connector here. This makes moving things around a lot easier. Before you even build a board, build yourself a tray, basically an engine stand to work on when you're sitting on your desk. You can just sit on your desk, figure out how wide your whatever this is, if you're using a knife board or cutting board or whatever. Just go into Tinkercad, make yourself a little display tray. Mine basically just slides right into the droid, just kind of gives it a nice base to work on. Okay, all right, so next thing is get yourself a basic voltmeter. That also goes a long ways towards helping out. I will use this to kind of point out the electricity flow. So obviously the red comes into a main breaker here. Okay, that just kind of turns on the power. That runs into this power bus here, comes in up here, goes out to all these different locations. Okay, I have one that goes to this buck converter here. So a power out comes to this buck converter. That goes to a fuse block. That goes to the Arduino and to the MP3, the spark plug, or spark fun, I always call it a spark plug. I have power coming out of here into a connector there. That seems to make it happy. The grounding, all this is grounded to a ground bus, okay? All these wires here go to these various things. It's all grounded. This one goes down to here, just adds more grounding. The saber tooth, siren, etc. are all grounded here. I have found that if you do not get your grounding exactly right, lots of things will not work. So you've got to get the grounding exactly right. I ground this to, let's see, actually this is grounded to here. Let's see, what else do we have grounded here? The siren is grounded to the saber, which is grounded to the Arduino. It does not seem to want to work any other way. So just make sure you get that right. For the saber tooth and the siren and the amplifier, those can all take up to 24 volts. Dimension Engineering specifically says do not use a fuse block for these. So these are just running power straight from the power in. Power comes in here, goes out there, goes to the ground bus. There is a signal wire coming out of the S1 going to the siren, okay? And the signal wire comes back to somewhere over here, I think the 18 or 16. That actually is critical, so I think it's the 16 is for the saber tooth and the 18 is for the spark fun, I believe. Yes. The amplifier is actually the one thing that worked right out of the box on this. I didn't have to fuss with that. Oh, all these wires here. In fact, I just actually accidentally bumped this a few minutes ago, so I've got to go replug all these things in. These are the ground wires. The RC receivers, actually, I mounted to the back here, okay, just for space constraints and things like that. I ended up making a bunch of little additions on Tinkercad, just a bunch of little tools to help out, little containers. I created this little, shroud to go around the wires to help keep them in play, or to keep them plugged in. These DuPont connectors come out really easily. There are a lot of people that get the screw mounts in here, like you have, like these guys here. You screw those in. That's my next step, is to get those, because these DuPont connectors, they just fall out so easy. So it's just, definitely invest in those. Let's see, what else? Oh, the wire harness. again, get yourself some easy connectors, okay? These just make your life much easier when you're transporting, pulling this in and out of the droid. I did 3 different lengths here, so it was easy to know which was what. Speaker wires were the shortest. The right and left leg motor were the next longest, and then the dome was the longest. Just when I'm trying to set this guy up at a show or whatever, it just helps, go a little bit faster. Cable management's always good. The cleaner you can make that, the better. Same thing with the front, the easier you can make that. I am experimenting with putting in, I got 2 little USB-C, USB 2.0 adapter or, connectors, whatever. So I made a little shroud for those. I'm wiring those up because I want to be able to, number one, charge my phone when I'm at a show or charge other things. But I'm also going to run power up to the dome using USB-C and then go up through the slip ring and have the little spinner thing. So anyway, that's kind of the board in a nutshell. I hope that helps someone else. Oh, one key thing, and some electrical engineer can tell me why. When I powered the buck converter, this whole setup here would only work if I ran the ground into here, but not out of here. If I tried to ground that out, nothing would work. I don't know why. I'm not an electrical guy, so that was an experimental thing more than anything. So anyway, kind of keep that in mind, and yeah, have fun. This is just a basic cutting board I got on Amazon for like $4 or $5. I think this is probably edition number 4 or 5. I still have a bunch of holes, things I experiment with and changed. I'll probably do another one that's a lot more clean. That's just me being anal, but yeah, that's the board.